Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Bert Lewis Saturday morning podcast from historic Queeset House, which is part of the Ames Free Library. All right, enough of that. So we had a little fun. So here I am at the William Ames, in the Williams Ames podcasting studio room at the Queeset House, which is a former Ames residence. You see if I can find a picture of that so everybody will know what we're talking about. Today is June 30. It's a Saturday. I'm here every Saturday at the Queeset House. I'm the manager of the building, and I give lessons on how to podcast. This kind of shows you what I'm sitting by in the room. I have an appointment. Somebody's coming in to see me today. I just took this picture this morning from downstairs in the ongoing book sale room here, where you can buy hardcover books for $1, soft covers for 50 cents. There's videos, there's music CDs. I call it a little hidden gem down there. There's some unbelievable books come in as donations, so it's open when the library is open. So you may want to check that out. Let's see what else we can show you. So here is, let me see. Here is some Easton related photos. Here we go. The plan is that Mr. Bill Ames will be doing sort of a photo tour for everybody. He'll be talking about these old photos, and we'll get the story behind the story. Anybody that doesn't know where Easton is, we are about 35 miles south of Boston. Not sure I can zoom that in any further, but I will try. Let's see what we can do here. Here we go. So that's Easton. Here's Boston. South you run into Quincy first, and then we have Brockton is here. We are next to Brockton. And then if we move down, get rid of this. Oops. All right, I don't like that little window popping up. So much for the photo. We'll work around that. I'm trying to find a picture of the Queeset House, which should be right here. Yeah, this is where I am inside. I'm up on the second floor, I believe, around this area here. This area here, which, let me do that. This area over there. So this was, we'll get into a whole history of the Queeset House, but it's famous for, it was built, I believe, in 1854 by Oliver Ainger Ames. He was one of the ones that started the shovel shop factories, which is basically across the street. And then it became, when he passed away, his son took it over, and he did a lot of enhancements, and it was an addition put on, and he had landscaping done. All of it's by the landscaping is done by Frederick Law Olmsted, who is considered the father of American landscaping. So we'll do some more on the history of the Queeset House. We'll delve into various rooms and so forth. let's see, what else are we going to do? Let's get back to eastonmass.com. Just want to let everybody know what's going on here. I've actually been running this since 1996, which, if my math is correct, it's 22 years. And I originally started it because I had always had an interest in computers. I've worked with computers my whole career. And then in 1996, when the internet was just getting going, I took a job over in Mansfield with one of the local internet service providers. These are the days of the old dial-up telephone. It was ICI.net, as somebody described it to me recently, ICINET, but we never called it that. And so I learned the internet from the ground floor, the various back office operations. I did some customer service. I was the webmaster. I did some coding over there. I did training. And that was 1996. And I said, you know what? Why don't I launch a discussion forum so that people in Easton can talk to each other online? And yes.
Can I switch it?
Yeah, it's closed. I'll be right with you. Okay, folks, let me pause this. If I can figure out how to pause it, we will maybe not pause it, and I will just be back, and then hopefully I'll be able to edit this out. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. We'll have to. This gives me a reason now to figure out the best way I can edit these videos. I used to use something called Microsoft Movie Maker, which was very easy to use. It was effective, but unfortunately, it's not available anymore. It was a free tool from Microsoft. I also used something called Photo Story, another free tool. Sort of created a movie, but with the Ken Burns photo effect. Okay, sorry about that. I'm into the cherries are fabulous this time of the year. Okay, let's see what we have here. I haven't figured out how to pause this yet. Okay, no, we can't. We can either start it or stop it. So let's see, what else am I going to talk about? Did take a few notes here. So eastonmass.com. Yeah, so anyways, as I was saying, it's just about at the end now. I started this actually before Facebook was around, and it was very active, very popular. We had many hundreds and maybe thousands of discussions. We have it all categorized by topics, Barbara Bush, cultivation, Roseanne. I mean, it's still going on, but we haven't had a lot of activity lately. Part of the problem is I'm pretty much to the point where I know I need to move on from this. The big issue problem is that this is run on a free piece of software, which is open source. It's down here. It's called SNITS Forums 2000. I think I started this particular one in 2003. Before that, I had several other open source pieces that were run on ASP, Active Server pages, as this one is too, but this one was at the time more sophisticated than the others. So let's see. But the problem is they haven't kept up with a lot of the modern updates. So, you can't do things like drag and drop photos as, the Facebook-like tools. And so it's a little cumbersome, and I think at some point they will close it down. There won't be any support for it at all. So it's time. I did start a Facebook page, eastonmass.com Facebook page. Let me bring that up here. Bring it up here. Okay, it's over here. There we go. Just do a search for eastonmass.com. So this picture I posted here, and then there was a link. So I'm a link to Hazen Varela. She won an award. So I'm basically just going to concentrate on news, information, and announcements. We'll keep the political stuff to the other Easton Facebook groups like Easton Stories and Easton Political Alliance, I believe. But here I want to try to keep it light and have all of the news and announcements. So that's where we're going with this. Let's see, what else? So we covered eastonmass.com. Oh, let's talk about the Ames Free Library. Of course, that's where I work here 10 hours a week. I started as a volunteer, but there was an opening for a part-time position, which I took. So I'm here every Saturday from 10 to 5. You can schedule a 1-hour podcasting appointment with me, and I'll show you how to do this. This is video podcasting. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Let's see if we can move myself out of the way. And this is the write-up on it. Podcasting. Bert Lewis, he can show you all the ins and outs and teach you what equipment and programs to use, etc. So I can get you up and running extremely quickly. I show you how to use Audacity, which is the audio editing tool. But, all right, let me put myself down here. Make me a little smaller. Okay, there we go. So this is the Ames Free Library website. Let me see if I can go back to the home page. Let's expand this, fill up the full screen. And this is a good place to visit. You get a lot of information here. For example, we have a big announcement here that the Queeset House parking lot is under construction, and visitors can park in the main library parking lot just up the way, be next to the Rockery or behind the Children's Museum. From what I understand, next week, they've made good progress down there. Next week is when they will start paving the driveway, and I'm predicting it's going to be a big game changer here once the everything gets paved and there's lined parking spots. I think the popularity of this Queeset House and some of the events you can hold here is really going to explode. So that's that. And by the way, speaking of the Queeset House, it's the Learning Commons. It's where the community connects, as Uma, the director, describes it. And we have events here. We have talks. There's training. There's clubs. There's all kinds of things that go on. You can even rent the facility to hold a small shower or birthday parties, etc. And so we're always looking for people to hold training sessions or talks or start clubs, etc. If you have any interest in that, just contact the main library and ask how you go about doing that. So let's see. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on the Ames Free Library. Maybe we will do a whole separate thing on that. But if you go up to events in the full calendar, you can see what's going on from day to day. This is the month of June. Today is the 30th. Here we are. So this morning we had Tai Chi in the garden. Let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit. Zooming capabilities are limited on this. But let's see what we can do to... sync it up with what's on the screen, and that's not going to work because we have some little tabs over here. But anyways, so this morning they had Tai Chi in the garden. Here we go. With Vince, he operates a studio, I believe, in martial arts and Tai Chi studio. Nice guy. And then we have Podcasting 101 anytime between 10 and 3. If you follow the link, you can book an appointment with me. I'm also available if I don't have anything going here. If there's no appointment, I'm pretty good with computers. I worked with them my whole professional career, and I've worked with the internet. I've done coding, programming, application development, application designing applications, and I know HTML pretty well, and I also got to know Google very well. If anybody has an interest in learning all the aspects of Google, just stop in any Saturday. I'll be glad to show you a few things with it. For example, here it's not coming through on that end, but I showed my bookmarks. So let's see. So today we had the podcasting and then the Tai Chi. And at the main library, there's something on Take and Make Crafts, patriotic banner, up at the children's room. And from 11 to 12 at the main library is Choose Your Own Adventure Teen Book Club. And then from 1 to 4:30, we have teen gaming right here at Queeset House. And this has been going on for several years now. The kids were playing video games. They'd set up the Wii U and play different, like Smash Brothers. I think it's like multiplayer up to 8 kids. But then the past few weeks, things are changing. They're playing Magic. It's a card game. A few of them started to do that. There's not much video game playing now, so it's sort of switched back over to Magic, where it all started. And they're kids, I think, that are not this, they are junior high or high school level kids. Some of them have graduated and moved on. So that's what's going on with the library. We'll do more on that. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Well, podcasting, we touched upon that a little bit. That's what this is. This is a video podcast. And that's pretty much it for now. I think I'll stop and try to upload this to YouTube, and we'll see what we did right, what we did wrong, and go from there. Thank you very much.